Are your money saving hacks actually costing you more money? Today I want to share with you some money saving hacks that we have done that we thought were frugal, but we realized there's actually a better way, or some money saving hacks that we have seen or heard about that we totally disagree with. But let me know in the comments below, do you have any money saving hacks that you feel like should save you more money if they aren't, and have you found an alternative that works better? Let me know in the comments below. But if you're new to our channel, I am Julia. I am one half of the Canny couple, small homestead family in rural Virginia that work every single day to merge homesteading and frugality. And Aaron and I would truly appreciate it if you would like and subscribe our channel. So let's jump right into these money saving hacks. So frugality, we all know the goal here is to save money. So I have 10 myths that are completely, they just don't work for us. Not anymore. And we have really found there's some better ways to do things. So we've got 10 myths, 10 ways you can do it better to help you save as much money as possible. And the first one, we're going to go right into it. It's my crock pot. This is the myth. The crock pot will save you more money. Now, the crock pot does save you more money than your traditional stove. This is a lot cheaper to run than a traditional stove, but it is not the cheapest appliance you probably have in your kitchen. It is not. There are other appliances that use way less energy. This will heat up your kitchen in the summertime so much. I thought I was saving, and I was saving some money using the crock pot more. I leaned on this so heavily, but when I switched from the crock pot to my Instant Pot, I saw my kitchen savings really change. I did. It completely transformed our kitchen savings. Your Instant Pot, the way they're made, how they cook, they're just so much more efficient. They're so much more efficient. And if you leave this valve alone here and just let it come down to pressure, your kitchen will not get hot. It doesn't get warm at all. I can run this 5 times a day. It uses less energy than me using my crock pot or my oven. So an Instant Pot is like king in the kitchen. I cook 75% of our meals in there. I do most of my homestead prep in here. I do as much as I can in here because it is so cost efficient. And I want to tell you something. I don't use the fancy buttons. I really don't. I use manual. I use it for everything. I will cook things in here for 3 minutes. How I cooked all the pumpkin I did for my pumpkin pie video. I put it all in the Instant Pot. Cooked it for between 5 to 3 minutes each time. Did wonderful. Cooked it right up. It was beautiful tasting. A lot cheaper and a lot more energy efficient than me throwing these into my oven. And I couldn't tell a difference in the taste at all. So lean on that Instant Pot as much as you can in the kitchen. It will help you save money because of the way they are made. They are made to use energy to get up to pressure. Then they kind of stop. They stop using energy, and they might have to pull a little bit throughout the cycle, but for the most part, and then unplug it once it stops its cycle. Unplug it and let that pressure just come down naturally. Works wonderful. Ignoring your energy monitoring. This is a myth. This is a huge myth. You think I can't lower my energy if I don't monitor it? I can't lower my energy if I'm not monitoring it. Once we got access to monitoring our energy, it changed everything with our energy usage. We went from feeling like we were chained on our ability to actually lower our energy to actually getting some freedom because we were able to. We went from probably using close to 1,200 kilowatt hours a month to under 600 and 500 kilowatt hours a month. We went way down. We went significantly down after we got the ability to track how much we were using. Now I understand not all energy companies have this. Ours didn't have it till about 1.5 years, 2 years ago. But if your energy company has it, use it. Do not let this valuable tool, this money saving tool, go to waste because it is such a money saver. Once you learn your habits, once you're seeing them, you can make such difference in your energy usage. You can figure out, what do I need to do differently? What will work better for my location? Do I need to have the air conditioner on in March whenever it's beautiful and lovely outside? Can I turn it off? Will I be okay? It really does help. Absolutely so much. Now the next myth goes with that. guessing how much energy your appliance is using without actually knowing. Get a watt tracker. Like, you can guess all day long at what you think things are going to use, but you don't actually know. Get a tracker. You can get one of those little watt trackers off Amazon. I think they're like 20, 25 bucks. Aaron uses his all the time. This is how we found out it's actually not energy efficient for us to change our deep freeze. It would cost us more to switch out our deep freeze with an Energy Star because it's not pulling that much energy. We would have assumed otherwise. But because we did the test, we did the math, we found out it doesn't make sense for us to make this move right now. It really doesn't. It's not a good move financially, not at this moment. If you can't do that, like we couldn't do that for our ceiling fans. There was no way we were going to be able to connect those and plug those in. Use Google, use AI. You could do so many things with Google and AI. Like, I have this fan, that's this ceiling fan. How much energy does it use on low? How much energy does it use on high? How much energy does it use on medium? Once you have that knowledge, now you can be strategic and smart. Now you can really start strategizing. Like, well, maybe I don't need the fans on all the time. Maybe I only need it on low. And then I can cut my energy usage on our ceiling fans, from 100 watts to, 30, whatever it uses. Ours are used on high, I think it was like 80 on high. I can't remember the exact number, but I know we did check it. Aaron did look at it, and since then I've been very strategic. I rarely run them on high now. I usually run them on low or medium if I'm going to run them at all right now. The next one is thinking a budget is not something you need. This is becoming popular. Thinking that a budget is antiquated, it's not going to help you save money. And I will tell you that a budget is your guardrails. A budget is your guide to helping you be successful financially. You have to have a budget to know what you're spending your money on, how you're spending it, to make sure you're not missing anything. You're not going to miss big payments that are coming up, any of those things. It really does give you a guide to follow, steps to follow, to make good financial decisions, to help you pay off your money goals, pay off your debt, to, get ahead on your sinking funds, to get ahead on your big saving goals, to help you get ahead on retirement. You can do it without a budget. You can. I'm not saying you can't. I'm saying a budget will really make you so much more efficient. It does. Now, a lot of people are not cool with, making a budget on their own. There are apps out there you can use. I don't use the apps. We do a written budget, and this is Aaron's thing. He loves his budget. He loves to put that information in there, and he made it so easy for us to look at to figure out what's happening. But if you're not that person, I would tell you to go with a budget app. I would even tell you to pay for one if that's what you need to do to be on track and stay with it, because that might be a tool that you really need in your toolbox. It's not a tool we need in ours, but it's a tool you might need in yours because of, just for the ease of use to help you do it. Because that's part of the problem with a budget, is actually getting in and doing it, holding yourself accountable. You really need to make sure you're doing that. This next one, I might get some flack for. I'm not driving miles to one store just because it has better deals if I'm not actually going to be in that area for a reason. I am not driving. Aldi is a cheaper grocery store for most things. It really is. It's a cheaper grocery store. It is not worth it for me to drive to our Aldi, our closest Aldi, just to do my grocery shopping. It's not. I have 2 grocery stores that are way closer. I shop their sales, I shop their deals, and make sure that's how I do my grocery shopping. It is not worth it for me to get in our car, to drive all the way over to the Aldi that's closest to us, and then come back home just to go grocery shopping. Now, if I'm over that way, we'll usually hit up that Aldi's just because it's right there. It makes sense. We can go in real quick. We know the aisles we're looking at. In and out, I'm done. But I'm not making special trips once a week to go to Aldi's to do my grocery shopping. It's not worth it for me. It is absolutely not. There's so many other places that are closer for me. The savings don't add up. Make sure your savings are adding up. Don't make special trips. Now, I understand there's people out there that might be your close grocery store. I would tell you to cut your trips down to as few as possible. Do your grocery shopping every 2 weeks. do your grocery shopping every month, figure it out, make it work, because I would cut down those trips if you're making really long trips to go to places to save more money. Using a dryer versus, using air or going outside to hang up your clothes. A dryer is so much more expensive. We saw such a change in our electric bill. And this was before we had tracking, but Aaron was able to see whenever we put certain things up. When we put up our curtains, the house stayed better insulated. When we stopped using the dryer, he could see the energy bill went down just a little bit. It does save money. It does. You have to plan around it. It's not easy. I understand. It's not convenient. You have to hang up the clothes or put them out or take them outside, and then you have to plan to go get them or put them up. Come up with a process that works for you. It's easy. And once you come up with that process and you set it up and you deal with it. For me, what I do is every time I wash laundry, I hang it up. I put that other load of laundry away every other day. Every other day. If I have laundry, put it up, hang it up, put the other laundry up. Nothing sits out, and it's just my cycle, and it's all done on the same day at the same time, and I'm not having to deal with loads of laundry. Laundry isn't something that is constantly in my head I'm having to worry about, because I have the habit. I have figured out what works for us. So find a system works for you. It will help you save money. The next one, this is a myth, that money saving habits have to be easy or convenient. Listen, sometimes it's going to hurt. You're changing your habits. You're not going out to get that coffee. You're going to have to make the habit to start making that coffee. It's going to feel painful at times. It's a change, and changes are painful. Humans are creatures of habit. That's why it takes us so long to break a habit. It's why it takes us so long to build a habit, especially if you're process driven. I'm system and process driven. So for me to create a new habit takes way longer. And if I stop it, or I have a really good habit that I'm working on and I break it, it's broke, and I have to reset my brain to get into it. So, they say 30 days. For me, it might be 2 months. It might be 3 months, whatever it is. Those, saving money is really a habit. You're not going to always get huge, big swatches where you could save big dollars at a time. It's all about little things that you do that add up. And those little things at times might be really painful. It might be hard for you to lose your satellite because you don't have all those channels at your fingertip and go to a free TV station for a little while you're paying off that credit card or paying off that car loan, whatever you're trying to get to with your goals. It might be hard at first, but it's okay. You have a reason, you have a goal, and your goal, your why, is more important than what you're trying to do. You have to keep that in mind. Why am I doing this? And that pain will lessen. As you get more used to it, as you find new ways to do things, that pain does lessen over time. So sometimes it takes some work. Like I was talking about with the laundry. Sometimes it's not convenient, but as long as it pays off in the end, it's worth it. And sometimes you might have to switch back. This is all about what works for you and your family. If it's easier for you to go get your coffee through the drive-thru, go get your coffee through the drive-thru. For us, we're okay making it at home. It works for us. Next myth busted. Small changes are not worth it. This is huge, 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 huge. It's becoming such a big thing. Me making my coffee at home doesn't save me enough money. There's only so many big cuts you can make. There really is. There's only so many big cuts you can make in your budget for most people. I can only cut our phone bill down once or twice. I can't cut it more than that. Our cell phone bills, which is what we did. We went from like a $55 one for Aaron to a $25, and from $25 to $15 for me. I can only do that so many times and have that kind of savings across the board. It doesn't happen every single time I save money. It doesn't happen with me readjusting my budget. It's the little bits that we save. And we do a lot of little bits to save to create bigger savings throughout the month of the year. It's all the little things we do that add up to bigger savings. And that's what we forget. We're just talking, they talk about one thing. You're saving your coffee. You're not going out to eat. You're doing all these little things. You're talking about one little thing. Add all those little things that you're doing, all of them together, is see how much you're actually saving. Just, and don't start with, and they tell you to start small. Start with small with one little thing and then another little thing. But the problem is you're not seeing big numbers come off your budget. So you're not getting that high that you get once you start paying off debt. You're not seeing those big numbers. I would almost tell you if you need that, I would do 2 things or 3 things at a time. Stop going out to eat. Cut off all those streaming services. Do a whole bunch of these things, because a lot of the streaming services might be a big chunk on your budget because they keep going up. Depending on what you're doing, who you're using, they do keep going up in price. But you can do a lot of little things that really do add up. It is important to make sure you're still keeping up with those little things, because those little things, those little changes, those little dollars we save do lead up to really big savings that help towards our money goals. Meal prepping, which you all know I love, but you're meal prepping by going with what you want to eat. This is not a good way to save money. There's a better way to do it. Now, it is going to save you money in the fact that most of the time you are cooking your food yourself. That's a great way to save money. 100 and 1,000%. One of the best ways to save money. But how it's not going to help you in the long run is if you aren't shopping those sales. That is how you maximize your meal prep, your meal plan. 1,000%. If you can get chicken for 69 cents a pound versus other, meat, like chicken breast. So that's chicken legs, thighs. Chicken breast is $3 a pound. I'm telling you now, you go with the legs and thighs. It's a lot cheaper. It just depends on what you enjoy to eat. But I will tell you, I'm not partial to either or. We will eat both in our house. Aaron before would have just done the chicken tenders, which are super expensive. So look at chicken tenders versus chicken breasts, if that's the kind of meat you like. The chicken tenders that they have, the cut strips of chicken, are going to be like 2 or 3 times more expensive than the chicken breast, depending on if it's on sale. Make sure you're catching those things on sale. Buy them up. Have them. That's what you're going to do your whole weekly meal plan, your meal prep off of. Only those items that are on sale, those items that are seasonal, those items that you can go get. You are going to maximize your budget. You're going to be able to lower it down. You're going to be able to get it down. And that's important here, is to really make sure you're being thoughtful and mindful on how you do things. Don't just say, well, this week feels good to have steak or hamburger. I'm going to do ground beef and whatever. And then the ground beef is like $8 a pound. And you're like, well, I'm meal prepping, Julia. I'm doing all the stuff you tell me to do. Well, if you're not doing it by the sales, you're not going to see the savings that you could see. You could probably cut your budget at least by 1/4. I would say probably more, depending on where you live and how you're shopping. Jumping on sales. Just because an item's on sale doesn't mean you need to buy it. You don't, especially if you've not done your research on it. And because now in the world we live in, you show an interest in something, you're watching YouTube, guess what? It's going to pop up on your screen. It's going to tell you, hey, look at me, buy me now. Because you showed an interest in it. This is just the world we live in today. It is. So make sure if you're going to buy something you need, something you want, something you've budgeted for, make sure it is the quality that you actually want it to be. This is important. Don't just buy something because you're going to miss out on the sale. I'm going to miss out on the sale and I need it. No. We all jump into this. We all fall into this. And, it's hard to miss it because, we all want to get a sale. We want to get a good deal. But sometimes we just don't need that sale or that good deal. It really depends on what you're looking to get and why you're looking to get it. So, comments below. Tell me, what are some myths that you have learned over the years when it comes to frugality versus, the alternative that really works well for you to save money? I love to hear your busted myths and your hidden gem money saving tips, because I'm always looking for new ways to save money, and I'm sure all of my other viewers are as well. Make sure you check out our link tree, and as always, thank you for joining us on the Canny Couple, where we work hard, live simple, and enjoy life. Have a wonderful day.